So was this kind of like this? So the song that you did, "Breathe Again," what was the inspiration for that?
So the song "Breathe Again," Angel, who is a director,
Okay.
he created an anthology specifically about the pandemic. And the anthology, as you know, is a made up of a few short films
Yeah.
put together of one concept, which was the pandemic. And he created four, and mine was specifically about domestic violence that increased and tripled throughout the pandemic. So it was to put that awareness out. I believe the first one was about, well, if you watch, it's called 14 Days, and it's on YouTube. If you watch them, they're
Okay.
all really, really good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, two of those films are from a different director, and the first and the last is specifically by Angel. Mine is a very fourth film that's called Behind Closed Doors, which is about the domestic violence. And when he was creating the story for it, I was able to help him a little bit with the inspiration and the rewrites of the script. So he gave me writer's credit for that as well, because I was really much invested in this. I was really it was personal to me, and I wanted to make sure that people knew the awareness of it. So he allowed me to be as much involved as I possibly could with that film. And I called it our baby, even though obviously it was his baby, but I called it our baby because I was so wanting to be involved in it. And so not only was the lead actress in it, I thought, it would be cool if I could sing in it. And the only reason that came about is because Angel had directed a music video for a musical artist here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I met, his name is Fernando, but artist name is Titus Rhodes. And I met Titus because I helped act in his music video. And they had asked me to help them sing the Selena. I don't know if you know who Selena is.
Yeah. I remember who
Selena
she is.
Quintanilla. So they
Yeah.
asked me to sing the Spanish vocals for her for a song that they had, and I thought, okay, yeah, sure. I've never actually sang in public other than karaoke, but why not? And somehow they thought I could sing, and I pulled it off, and great. So because of that, I got into this little okay, I can do this. I can sing. I've already done it once, and Titus was going to be helping with the score for Behind Closed Doors. So what if I actually sing in one of the songs? It would make it a lot much more personal. And he thought, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I thought I will just sing the very main theme of the song of the film. And Titus created two songs called "Breathe Again." The other one, "Soaring Higher." He created the chorus, and then he sent me the beat. And he thought, okay, what do you think? And I said, okay. So I wrote the rest of the song around the chorus that Titus created. So that is how "Breathe Again" came about, because of the beat. I thought it's really a strong beat, and this is about her pain,
Yeah.
right? So I need something that reflects that. And that is how "Breathe Again" came about. And then the other song, I was like, I need a song that talks about the overcoming of it, the what comes next, a good heartfelt song that people can resonate with. And I didn't want it to be too specific to the film, because I thought this is a very good song that people who can resonate with it. It's not just people who have had domestic violence in their life. I wanted to anybody who has gone through something. So I wrote the lyrics in a way where it can be resonated with people that also, again, can anybody that can identify with whatever they've gone through, and they can use it. So that is how "Breathe Again" and "Soaring Higher" came about. It was specifically created for Behind Closed Doors, but we released it as two singles, so they're on Spotify or any streaming platform if you like to listen to it. So that way anybody can listen to them. And "Breathe Again" is the only one that has a music video. "Soaring Higher," I was meant to create a music video for it, but unfortunately, it was not possible before my friend Angel was unavailable for it.
Sorry to hear that. Well, it was a great song and everything. I have to admit, it was it was quite meaningful and everything, and it shows like the pain people go through as well. It's kind of similar to when you did "Flower of Hope." It felt like kind of like the song's sequel to the movie, and it felt
That's true.
resonant. No, it's true. It was, because it felt like that sounds similar to that. And then I was listening, as soon as I watched "Flower of Hope," I listened to that right afterwards. It's like I see the similarities in that. It's sending the same message. Remain hopeful even when you're feeling hopeless. Again, fantastic work. Hats off to you for doing that. So
Thank you.
one last, no, thank you. Without you, this never would have happened. So all the credit goes to you,
Thank
sincerely.
you.
You're welcome. So one last question. From all the people you've trained in the acting business, what is some of the best lessons you've learned and the advice you've received?
Oh my goodness. Best lessons I've learned and advice I've received. Well, besides remain likable, like I mentioned before.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And I want to believe that it actually is, it can be applied to life as well, not just in the industry business, is figuring out your why. Why do you want to act?
Yeah,
Why do you want to do this? Because this is hard work. If it is something based on money, fame, it's a shallow foundation. There's nothing wrong with wanting financial freedom and even fame if you like. But it is not going to endure the hard time, in my opinion, because of the fact that it is very difficult. You know, the 1% makes it. I believe if you find your why, it will always drive you forward through the hard times. If you remember why you started in the first place, when you're like, why am I doing this? Why is it so hard? And I can't get past this. I feel the rejection over and over and blah, 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 blah. Well, what is it that you're trying to do? Are you doing this because you love it? Are you doing this because you have something to prove, or you just want money? And
yeah,
if it's because you love it, you'll do it for free. We do this for free all the time. All of us do. The creators. Obviously, the goal is to one day get paid for your work and make sure you can sustain a good living with it, and that is the goal. But when you want to create, the feeling of creating something out of the nothing is so rewarding, and you're like,
oh, indeed it is.
yeah, kind of like when when I'm an actress, I'm like, I mean, I'm getting paid to see someone's vision come to life. But when you are the director, the producer, creator, filmmaker of your own vision, you're like, I can't believe it went from here to actually. So it is a very rewarding feeling. So I will say that for me, it is always remember your why you do what you do. And if it is not something that is fulfilling for you, then time to alter the course. Find out what you love. Like, you always want to seek. And this is not something that any advice anyone gave me. I've always just thought of this. Find a job that you don't need a vacation from. That you
Yeah,
love it so much. One of those. What is it that you work on what you love? You don't work a day in your life type of deal, like that. And that is what it is. I say to people in my opinion is find something that is fulfilling to you, because you only have one life. And at the end, what drives me is a fear of regret. I don't want to die one day and feel like I left something on the table, and a fear of someone younger one day coming up to me when I'm in my old age and saying, oh, guess what I'm doing, Grandma? I'm doing all this. And I'm like, I wanted to do that. Why didn't you do it, Grandma? I don't know. What stopped me? What stopped me?
yeah,
And I don't want it. I don't want that feeling. I do not want that feeling of saying, I want to be able to say, I did everything and anything that I ever wanted, and I tried at least to go for it. And if I failed, well, at least I tried it. It doesn't matter. The point is that you went for everything, leave nothing on the table. When the day that you pass, you say, I have lived the life that I wanted to live. I chose the life that I lived. Otherwise, it's going to be chosen for you by circumstances and things that happen in your life. So I want to say that is, again, I cannot say that is advice that I have been given necessarily. It's just a life advice that I follow and drives me forward. But one advice that my grandfather did give me, that it is something I live by, is starting is hard, but finishing is harder. Anybody can start something, but not everyone can finish. So it is a consistency for me, because I remember I went up to him and I got into college before acting, and I was like, oh, you're going to congratulate me, Grandpa, I started college. And he said, why would I congratulate you? I said, because I got into college and I did it all by myself, and I was working so excited. He said, I'll congratulate you when you graduate. And I thought,
Gosh, that's actually a really good thing him to say. I mean, I don't mean that in a wrong
mm,
way. I do mean
right,
that in a way that, okay, you've started, now you need to continue. Then when you've continued and you concluded and you've graduated, then and only then, that's the real reward. I mean, it's a good way to hear it sometimes in the beginning when you say, oh, congratulations, you got into the school that you wanted to get into. But that's just the stepping stone. That's just getting your foot through the door. Now you have to run through all the classrooms and then get to the podium at the end with the cap and gown on and say, hey, I've graduated. I'm this. Okay, now here's the real reward. Congratulations.
exactly. Yes, it is. It was a little bit of a painful, harsh lesson to learn at the time in your early 20s, right? When you want to hear the you go, type of encouragement. And it did hurt a little bit when he said that. My grandfather was always a very much old school, very, like that. So I get it. I appreciate the life lessons, but it is something that I live by now with what he says. And every time I see it, I'm like, and somebody who tries to give me congratulations, I'm like, why are you, don't congratulate me. Congratulate me when I finish. Congratulate me when I therefore do not put out, ideas now out there, like, unless it's already in the process or in the works and is being sought through, because I don't know how many times you've lived this, but it's happened quite a lot where you say, I'm thinking of doing this. And then somebody else asks you later, a year down the road, so how did that go? What happened? You're like, oh, I didn't do it. And it puts you in this state of mind where you're like, man, I could have been a year into this if I had just done it. And I don't want to believe in jinxing, but I almost kind of do. And I think I was like, I don't want to tell anybody anything anymore. As long as it's not, if I'm not actively doing it or finished it, I will not, I will just show you. I won't tell you, I'll show you. And I have, that's been kind of like what I want to do. I've always been more of a person that wants to show you what I can do versus just telling you, because words, they're pretty, but don't mean anything if they're not backed up by actions. And I prefer actions over words. So for me, it's always been, uh, show me what you got. Don't tell me. And that's kind of like what I want to, tell people is, when you really have a vision, it is difficult to start, but show the world why you need to tell the story. It's been like somebody said, I forgot which director said this. Yes, every story has been told, but it hasn't been told by you. There's nothing new under the sun. But why do you tell us your version of the story and make this happen? And this just, and I don't mean to kind of, go on a tantrum here, but just to share with you my last mantra is, I've been lately on this mantra of, like, as you get older and you think, man, by the time I make it, I'm no longer going to be at the age to be the young, female, pretty looking, booty kicking chick in the movies, right? Because you're not that young anymore. And aging is a thing for females, to be like, I don't want to see an older woman, kicking butt. And I'm like, Charlize Theron is doing it. Why can't I? Here I go again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I've been.
You'll strive that level eventually. God willing.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's something I'm wrestling with, as I tell people, is if you didn't get into this industry in the young age and you're wanting to get in it, it's never too late, because there's all kinds of, ages and groups in the films that they need. And there's always an audience for everything under the sun. So if you think you cannot, you can. If you think I have a scar in my face, no one's going to want to see that. Yes, they do, because they need all kinds of individuals and characters, and you are unique. You are somebody that has something to offer, and you just have to be tenacious with it. And even Meryl Streep got told she was ugly before, for, what was it, the movie Godzilla, or I don't even know. It was maybe it was,
Yeah.
or something. And look at her now. So she didn't give up. So you cannot give up because you think you cannot. So my mantra for a lot of us that are getting older and we think that we cannot make it is, what if you were 87 and you woke up 37 today? You're 87, you woke up 37. What would you do? You would now have all the health in the world. You're able to move your body. You will not let a single moment waste and go by that you're not going to get up with joy to now enjoy the youth your newfound youth, from being 87 to 37 all over again. What would you do different? So that is the mentality you got to wake up every day when you're wasting time. I don't feel like doing this. I have so much to do. What if yesterday you were 87, today you woke up with that energy? Are you going to waste it? Or are you going to think, oh, I don't want, no, you're not. You're going to be so happy to be living life. And that is the mantra I've been living when I'm wrestling with my age, is in that. And it's helped. I will say it has helped especially as a person that is trying to do so many physical activities, right? With martial arts, it requires a lot of mobility and energy that is not the same when you're in your 20s. So it is still possible. You just have to keep doing it as if you believe that you can. You're only as old as you feel, my friend.
Well, yes, indeed, I agree with that. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm 43, to tell you the truth. I still feel like I'm still about 25. I can still outrun somebody who's 25, not to sound big-headed or anything like that. But
Well,
if you just think it...
I'm sorry, let me
Yes?
cut you off. Let me compliment you now. I did not know you were 43. You do not look
You never
43, my
asked.
friend. And that is true. But I never thought you were 43, so I would not
Well,
guess that.
how old did you think I was? How old did you think I was?
Probably like around maybe 35, around my age, and I thought, that's what I thought you were.
I like you even more. Yeah, I like you even more now. I said the
Well,
same
thank
thing
you.
to Anthony. No, it's true. You're cool. I said the same thing to Anthony. I can remember when we were talking in his interview, and I said to him, I'm guessing you're about 25. And he was like, God bless you, man. God bless you. No, I am 32. Bless him.
He's over
And
there thinking 32 is old. You're like, sir, please. Okay, wait till you are,
Yeah, I mean, no, thanks. I mean, just the beauty of drinking black coffee and
This is
a
true.
lot of water at the same time. And yeah, it's true. Just try your best to remain positive and just stay away from all the negative people, negative energy that you don't need. If it's not working out, I'll just walk away from it. It's that simple.
It's that simple. You do not dwell on what didn't work out. You dwell on what is working, and that is the difference. And I'm sorry, just to kind of one more thing that you did ask me
Sure.
is the best advice I've been given is who you surround yourself with in this industry, right? If you're surrounded by negative naysayers, you'll be the sixth. If you surround yourself with people who have vision, right? Nobody that works harder, nobody that has worked as hard as you and has made it is going to talk down to you or be critical of you because you're working hard for it. Only the people that haven't done the work or are doing less than you will criticize you for what you're doing or trying to do with your life. So you're surrounding yourself with positive people, with the right people who have vision. They're not worried about the gossip. They're worried about how do we create something good. And I say having the right support system and the right network of people that you can surround yourself with is critically important to help you continue moving the right direction, in my opinion. So that is a very important thing to consider of who you are spending your time with, who you're listening to, what kind of content you're consuming, because it is also about your mental health. This is a very, very important in this industry, and staying positive is up there.
So that's really good advice, that is. I mean, their saying goes as well that it's only good advice if you take it. But it's good. You are the company that you keep. So if you do hang around with time-wasting individuals, you will become one. If you hang around with time-constructing individuals, you will become one. So always take the right path, and you'll achieve greatness wherever you go in life. That's the way I look at things as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thank you. Well, Lluvia Giacoman, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. You're fantastic. Again, keep doing what you're doing in life. Keep smashing it. You'll be successful and everything. I will catch you on the big screen. Oh wait, I know her, don't I? Yeah, that's Lluvia. She came on my show.
If you do, that would be amazing. Thank you so much in advance. Anybody who wants to support.
I'll probably stand and go, yeah, I know her. I do. I'll probably say, yeah.
I do that too to my friends. I'm like, I know that's my friend. I swear I know her. Like I do that to people. And I even finished with this little one thing of my friend who started with me from day one, Angel. I said to him, the day that I am in the big stage accepting a major award, you're going to be one of the first people I thank for giving me opportunity, for believing in me when nobody had yet, and being my day one. And I intend to keep that promise to the day. So I have a goal to meet. I have a purpose that I need to fulfill. So that is also where we're going to be at. We're going to be at together there, Addi.
As we say in my culture, inshallah, which means God willingly.
God willingly.
God willingly. God willingly. Well, thank you very much, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep popping out all the content. Keep making all the great movies, the great songs, and I'll be listening to them every single step of the way.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
Nice. All the best, and God bless you always.
God bless.